Hello, welcome to Rebel Base, IGN's weekly Star Wars show.
The Star Wars Shattered Empire is a new comic from Marvel that is billed as the journey to Star Wars The Force Awakens. So what happens, let me finish, what happens between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens?
Yeah, it was part of the bigger initiative known as Journey to The Force Awakens, which spans lots of stuff and bits and
You should have
bobs.
told me that before we started talking.
I thought you'd already know that.
I like the fact that it basically kicks off straight after Return of the Jedi, like to the point
There's
where...
a little bit of overlap even.
Yeah, to the point where one of the pilots is like requesting leave to go down to Endor and have a little bit of a dance. I don't think it's very good though.
Why don't you think it's very good?
I've written here, what the f is going on?
Well, if you can't follow non-linear narrative...
Mate, I'm telling you though, right at the
bonds.
beginning, right, do you know, there's bits that I do like about it and there's bits I don't like about it. Bits that I do like, the humans talking. Bits that I don't like, spaceships flying around. Like, comics is not the medium for that, I don't think. But you think it works.
No, I actually said the one thing I didn't like so much was
Oh, really?
the fights, yeah. But I was thinking about that I don't know, like comics can do fast-paced action. You know, the whole idea of a superhero comic is based on fast-paced action. It's
That's
just quite
true.
hard when you can't
Really
see
hard.
when you can't see dialogue attributed to a particular pilot in a
Yes,
ship.
that's
That's quite confusing. But overall, I think it's a really interesting comic, and I hope it turns into an interesting story. But what I like most about it, let me finish. Jesus.
Let me finish.
Let me finish before we get on this. So, the original Star Wars was conceived as a trilogy.
Yes.
Ties everything up, ends of the scene, everyone happy, having a party. And everything feels like tied up in a nice bow. And
Yeah.
then suddenly at this, it starts pulling at all those threads. And before you know it, it's very ragged. Like,
Yeah.
wars don't end cleanly. Like, there's still insurgents, there's still factions, there's still, like, soldiers that don't quite know what's happened, stranded on another part of Endor, that need taking on.
Well, yeah,
and I like that. I also think it treats war in a more serious way than probably the original trilogy ever did. I think my favourite moment in the two issues so far is when Leia's writing grievance letters to families.
Oh yeah, that's pretty bad.
Informing every family of someone who dies, which you don't ever get. You know, there's that classic sketch of in Austin Powers, like the death of a henchman. And it's like, he dies, but he has a family. And it's obviously something Star Wars never really delves into. And that little scene I thought was really good.
So the really exciting thing is that the main character is Poe Dameron from Force Awakens' mum. So she's a pilot, her husband is also a pilot, he's working with Han Solo. And right at the beginning, I really like it because the battle finishes, she gets down to Endor and she's running around Endor trying to find out, like, nobody knows if her husband's alive. Like, that's pretty cool. And I thought it'd be awesome if he was dead, but he's not, he's alive.
You always think it's awesome when people are dead.
No, I just think I would be like, oh god, shocked, yes.
Another thing that I really like about it is the power vacuum. The Emperor is dead, but the senior people within the Empire have so much invested in. Because effectively, if they're the losers, they're war criminals. And they're like, don't you spout rebel propaganda that the Emperor's dead. We need to maintain this power structure.
I actually find that quite sad. They refuse to acknowledge that.
But some of them might
Emperor's
genuinely
dead.
believe that.
Yeah.
Because if you're in a war situation, that's definitely propaganda that the opposition would put out.
Yeah.
I like this, like, if that's not the Emperor, and he has this really cool hologrammatic envoy that takes blood to identify people, which I thought was really creepy.
Well, I think that guy's a messenger, so I think maybe the face changes depending on who the message is from.
Yeah, but it might not necessarily be from the Emperor, because it's not. They could hack that, or it's a representation, and someone's using that to seize power in the absence of the Emperor.
That's very good. That's a very good.
So I like this idea because
I
it's not like a live hologram. It's kind of slightly different.
I like the bits where the people are talking about. As you said, like there's a lot actually of dialogue that happens that's not attributed to anybody, and sometimes I feel that's a little bit lazy because it's just little bits and bobs that's happening from everywhere. But there is one bit that's really, really good. Did you spot it?
Is it something we've talked about before?
It is something we've talked about before.
Big time.
So while they're on Endor, everyone's sitting around having a little feast. One of the, I assume, pilots, human, probably, goes, "Is this ... I don't even know what I'm eating ... I'll have another." He's eating human. He's eating human flesh.
But in the foreground of that shot is a bunch of different stormtrooper helmets, all on pikes.
So they're feeding them humans. It's weird.
Ewoks have turned in war heroes into cannibals.
I don't like this. It's kind of odd, isn't it? They're getting everyone hooked on the meat. Maybe this is where it's
like
going.
Royce and Vasey.
Yeah.
Everyone's eating the special stuff. Is that what's going to happen in Force Awakens? Everyone's just getting nosebleeds.
Right, so I think it's an interesting comic. It's not doing it for me, to be honest.
Well, good.
But the most annoying thing, though, it's not doing it for me. I'll have to read all of them, won't I?
We don't have to.
Well, no, because I want to. I want to find out what happens. I want to go into Force Awakens going, oh, I know a bit about it.
The thing is, like, a lot of people won't. The vast majority of people who see Star Wars Force Awakens won't read Shattered Empire.
Also, who's watching Poe Dameron while both of his parents are off gallivanting in space?
Maybe is that a plot point?
He's by himself. That's sad, isn't it?
Well, no, we might have.
That's why he's pissed off. That's why he's like, I want to join because I want to actually find my parents and go.
I want to be great.
I've been hungry.
I want to be a great
20 years.
pilot like my mum.
Yeah, who abandoned me.
Who's called Shara, but I keep reading Sharon.
Yeah. Also,
her husband's called Kez.
Yeah, Kez. That's really funny. I don't know if actually they keep calling her Bay, Shara Bay. Yeah. Like, because there's that horrible internet speak for. I don't know what it means actually.
I never know what it means.
I don't know what it means. I don't know what Bay means, and it's too late to find out now. Well, it's not because you can just Google it, but it's too late.
I always read it as BAE. I always think it's an airline.
I feel like maybe this is getting away from us a little bit.
I think it's gone off piece, but I enjoyed Shattered Empire. There's several more issues coming out, and it's the perfect way to kind of get ready for The Force Awakens.
That's the only way, so.
Well, it's not. You can do other stuff.
One of the only ways.
Play with the toys. It's that time again. Same time every week, same episode.
Well, it depends when you watch it.
The Force feedback section, which you named, which now has traction.
Doesn't it? Everyone really likes it. Including LM Lawrence, who writes in about BB-8, something we talked about last week. Firstly, no, I don't think BB-8 will be the next Jar Jar. We said he might be. It would be quite difficult for them to screw up a droid. They make cute beeper noises and have limited uses. Secondly, even if he is the next Jar Jar, they made a really cool, however overpriced toy out of the droid. I don't think it's overpriced, to be honest. I wouldn't worry. Yeah, I think so. Look at what it does. It's a robot.
I haven't used it for a few weeks.
Shut up. I wouldn't worry, and besides, if it does end up being annoying and no one else buys the toy, the rarity item will increase its value going forward.
I like his thinking.
Yes, that's good. I've got one that's still in the box.
Have you?
Yeah. It's underneath my desk.
Why?
Because I bought one for myself to play with, and then a friend of mine was on holiday, and I thought maybe he would like one for his nephew, and I got just the fear that they were all going to sell out like Buzz Lightyear style, so I just bought another one for him just in case. When he got back, I said, oh, I bought you a BB-8. And he was like, that's too expensive to give to my nephew for Christmas. What were you thinking?
I'm getting him a Terry's Chocolate Orange with superficial damage.
So now I've got freaking BB-8 under my desk.
You're so decadent.
I know.
Hedonism bot.
I know.
Okay, Scott Meltzer with a lovely email. So thank you guys for asking the tough questions about BB-8. That's what we're here for. Now on to Jar Jar. 3 things to consider.
Right.
Firstly, search your feelings. Is C-3PO really any less annoying in the original trilogy?
He's pretty annoying, but I don't know, kind of lovable in the same way. Like, he doesn't do a stupid voice. He does like a British. It's like a nice British voice. Whereas Jar Jar's doing a crazy, like, baby speak voice. So, next.
This is a good point. You asked whether kids actually like Jar Jar, which is the frequent defense for Jar Jar.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about my son, Jacob, who is 6. When he was about 3.5 years old, I began telling him the Star Wars story as a bedtime story. 1 scene each night, the originals only, of course.
I'd love
good dad.
I'd love to think that he's saying, like, Dad, how did you come up with this story? Yeah, I just came up with it today.
I'm free associating right now.
Like, and he never tells him. He's just like, my dad used to tell me this amazing story before I went to sleep. And they'd be like, no, dude, that's Star Wars.
Like when he's 20, he goes to uni, you're like, I am with that. Dad, this is movie. It's all, son, it's, when you think about it, it's all archetypes. It's all Joseph Campbell all the way down.
Stole it from me.
Okay, so one day in kindergarten, he said to his friends, his friends were talking about the prequels, and he told them, little precocious tyke, the prequels came from George Lucas's anus. But then he started asking questions, and eventually I had to show him the prequels. Leading up to it, I found myself habitually talking a lot of crap about Jar Jar. My wife said, shut up. Let him form his own opinion. I thought there is no other opinion.
Let the boy watch.
It's impossible that a kid with good sense, like Jacob, would like Jar Jar. But when he watched Phantom Menace, he unequivocally told me that he loved Jar Jar. He laughed like a maniac at the antics, changing my opinion of the prequels. That's quite nice.
I don't think any of that happened.
You think he's making this up?
I think he's making all
You don't
that.
think Jacob's real?
I don't think any of that is real. I think...
Have I been had?
I've got a big thing about internet people who make things up about children to tweet it and stuff like that. I think he's one of them. And he almost got past us, Scott Meltzer, but I'm on to you. There's a lot of people who do stuff like that. Like, that little kid is not going into school and going, I think the prequels came from George Lucas's anus. Bullshit. Next letter.
No, you don't have to lower the tone even further. We've already had Lucas's anus all up in here.
I don't think that's true.
Well...
But yeah, I'm interested to hear from people with real children.
That sounded even weirder.
Okay, letter from Langley M. Neely. Here's my crazy theory for The Force Awakens. Han and Leia are estranged and split because of the death of their kids a long time ago. They think the kids, also twins, are dead, but they were abducted by First Order or Sith, Knights of Ren, forces, and raised apart not knowing their heritage. They are Daisy Ridley as orphaned homeless Kira, Rey, and Adam Driver's Kylo Ren. There's so many brackets. Why have you given me this? I don't know what's going on.
Would you... don't have a go at the email. That's parenthetical information. Okay. You don't necessarily have to read that out.
Yeah,
that's for you as a reader.
Yeah. Langley, I take it back. I'm sorry. Eventually, the children will be reunited and revealed to the family in Force Awakens. Both positively, Rey discovering the heritage off of Jakku, and negatively, Han's death at Kylo's hand. So basically, that Kylo Ren and Daisy Ridley are related, which we've discussed on the show before.
Yes.
The possibility of. So no, I don't think you're nuts at all, because we've talked about it before. Langley
and that's the test for being nuts. If we've mentioned it...
It's true. Or you're not nuts.
Are you nuts? Do you have children? Write into Rebel Base at rebelbase@ign.com.
This week we've gone Star Wars video games mad. I've been playing Battlefront quite a lot. The beta is live now, so if you've got a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One, I think you can just download it now and play it if you want, for free. But here's some things that I liked about it.
Alright, it's Gam from IGN, and I've been playing that Star Wars Battlefront beta, which goes live on October the 8th. I've had quite a lot of time with it, and because of that, I've managed to find a couple of little secrets and just fun things that I really like doing, and who knows, maybe you'll like doing them too, because I bet we're not so different, you and I. Number 1, Secret Sand People. So you're tooling about on Tatooine, and who lives there? Well, loads of people live there, but also the Tusken Raiders, or the Sand People. When you start the co-op mission, walk up this little ledge thing, and there they are if you turn around, just shouting and waving their guns about on that. They're a bit far away, and you can't really shoot them, but it's a nice little secret, isn't it? Number 2, the 8080 power-up. There's a lot of really cool power-ups that you can collect, like the A-Wing, the X-Wing, and the TIE Fighters. But I was pretty rubbish at controlling them, to be honest, but I was good at controlling the ground vehicles, because it's a lot easier. Like this big one, the AT-AT. I just had a massive row with someone in the office over whether to call these things AT-ATs or 8080s, and I'm about to put this little matter to bed. Obviously, it's 8080, because the other little ones, which you can also control on the Walker Assault Hoth map, are called 80STs, and you wouldn't call them ATs, would you? No, you wouldn't. So there we are. Number 3, Sullust. Sullust has been a couple of games before, like Battlefront, Renegade Squadron, and Rogue Squadron, but it looked really ropey in those, because they're old games, I suppose. In the new Battlefront, Sullust has been modelled on Iceland, which is the homeland of the senior producer. Iceland fits Sullust perfectly, and it looks awesome, even if the producer just chose it so she can get some free flights back to see her mum and dad. Number 4, Luke versus Darth Vader. Now, obviously, if you're playing a Star Wars game, everyone is going to want to be one of the big dogs, and you can do that in the beta because on the Walker Assault Hoth level, you can take control of Luke or Vader and have a little showdown. The power-ups spawn randomly, so you could find yourself doing rubbish and all of a sudden in control of Luke Skywalker. And hopefully, you'll do a better job than I did. But what you have to watch out for is as soon as you get one of these hero power-ups, everybody else on the level just moves for you straight away and tries to take you down, so be careful of that. I really like when they die, though, because you just see these weird, sad, slumped over bodies of Luke Skywalker or Darth Vader just sort of melting around in the snow, which is a bit sad, to be honest. Number 5 is the collectibles. Now, my favourite mode is the co-op mode on Tatooine, because you're against the computer, not against real people who will probably be better than you. I played it a bunch of times, and even though you're trying to beat your best score all the time, to keep things interesting, you can find these collectibles hidden around the map, which give you bonuses when you collect... Oh, for f***'s sake. Well, you get the idea anyway, you gotta collect them. And finally, look at these worms. You've got to be really quick, but if you're on drop zone on Celeste, you can see these little space worms moving across your path now and again, sort of worming about. I really like the idea that the planet is actually alive and not just a backdrop for you and your rebel mates to have a muck about on. Also, you know that massive worm in Empire Strikes Back that they fly through because they think is a cave? That's called an exogorth, right? And it's actually a level in a bunch of the old games, including Battlefront 2. Now, I'm not saying just because these little worms are in the beta that there's definitely going to be a playable level where you're on the massive one, but still, look at these worms.
Also, we found a little mode in Disney Infinity that's basically Mario Kart.
Yeah, so, you know, in addition to the core game, you can get these like expansions that introduce different kind of game modes.
Yeah.
And this is like Toy Box Speedway.
Yeah.
And it is just Disney Mario Kart, which there's a Star Wars level and you can race as all the Star Wars characters.
It's really good. This is us playing now. So Disney Infinity has come out and they've been keeping this little mode a tiny bit secret. I haven't heard anything about it. It's basically Mario Kart with Star Wars or any of the Disney Infinity figures.
So I'm Yoda.
I'm Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Look at this Yoda in the green machine.
So should we do a normal race?
Or battle. Just like Mario Kart, 50, 100, 250, not 150.
Hello.
A little bit different. So do single race. So you got
Look at these levels.
Aladdin track, Big Hero 6, Frozen, but we should probably start with the Star Wars one.
Okay, you having this music? I'm not. Use music from the films that you've licensed.
Wait till we get into said film world. Oh!
Amazing. How is it not a Jabba Disney Infinity figure?
It's mad too big. He wouldn't get on the base plate.
It'd be like Incredible Hulk.
He'd break your portal. See, now there's music. Stop complaining.
Okay, fine.
Oh, look at Look at that Sandcrawler car.
How do we get those?
Oh, you've done this proper. I haven't.
I didn't know what I was doing.
Oh. We need to unlock these cars.
Oh my god.
Oh, where have they gone?
This is awesome.
Now this is pod racing, it's not.
Oh, what just happened to me? Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
This is pretty good.
This is really good. Oh.
I haven't got one power up yet.
I got too many, if anything.
How'd you fire them?
Triangle. Now this bloody Star Wars music in there. Can't get enough of it.
I just went into a rock.
I don't know what I'm doing. Shut up, Mickey.
Have a little bit of respect for Mickey Mouse, mate. Oh, Starlight Pit. That's amazing.
I almost won in it. Okay, here we go. It's actually really hard to know where you're meant to be racing.
Yeah. Like the path isn't that different a colour. Alright, yep.
Well,
wasted every single one of my rockets there.
Yep.
Should we go into the Starlight Pit just for, you know?
Just for shits and gigs. Oh, hang on. I'm doing really badly. Oh, there's a homing missile. That might help. That hasn't really done anything. Why does... Like, I don't understand. Like, he keeps, like, spinning himself around. Is that because I'm doing rubbish?
You flicking right sticks? You can do tricks to build up your boost meter?
But he keeps... Like, it keeps resetting itself now and again.
Don't blame Obi-Wan Kenobi. Stuff.
Right. I'm not blaming the game.
Right, I'm second, but should I go down the Starlight Pit just to see what's down there?
Yeah. I want to know how I did so badly.
I'm going to go in the Starlight Pit. Oh no, I've driven past it. Right, you go down the Starlight Pit. I was just too good. It was just too good. I just drove past it.
I know why. I know what I haven't been doing. Doing my super cool Jedi boosts. Why is it just reset myself? Shut up, Obi-Wan. Oh my god. I'm gonna get lapped now. Oh, stop going to the fucking wall. I absolutely have no idea.
My car's transformed. How has this happened?
Is this canon?
I think there's a weapon that you can get, and it's kind of like lightning in Mario Kart, where it turns other people's cars into crappy cars.
Ah, yeah, I used something like that just now.
It's probably that then.
Oh, don't know what happened there. Oh my god, I'm doing so rubbish.
At the moment, I'm just quite overwhelmed.
How do you use that boost?
I don't know. I've got full boost. Oh, you flick up on the right stick.
Oh, nice. I got it. In the starlight pit, ready?
Yeah. Wow.
Nothing happened.
That was good.
4th place for Yoda.
I didn't realise for ages I was driving there and I didn't have control because I'd already finished. Oh, of course he won, didn't he?